Oh, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. But, I mean, we must know this. The detective interjected quickly in an attempt to cover his ass, Jasmine thought. I must go to my office with this information. I will give you a call later and tell you when we find your sister. The detective was placing the pictures in the slip of paper Jasmine gave him in a large, raggedy leather pouch. No, that won't be necessary to call me when you get Persephone, Jasmine said as she started to gather a few things from her vanity table and unzipped a side pocket of her tote bag, searching, then unzipping another pocket and checking in there. Was ist das? The detective asked Saddam, looking unduly alarmed. You won't have to call me because I'm going with y'all, Jasmine started, straightening up and heading for the door. Okay, aber if you go to Frankfurt Airport and the people that want your sister see too, we never get these men. Bitte, please. You must think of this. Detective Mueller seemed concerned that Jasmine get things into focus without hurting her feelings. His sensitivity appeared forced to Jasmine and made her want to lash out at him for not letting her have her way now. Tonight, wird post someone outside door and down on the street in auto. Yeah? Then we know you are safe and we take care for your sister Morgan. Yeah? Detective Mueller said almost soothingly now to Jasmine. If you want this, I will go. And I am there to see all, Sadim said, looking over at the detective, who looked surprised. Nein, nein, my men are professional, the detective began, then spoke to Saddam in Deutsch. The two eventually agreed that Saddam could go with the detective, but Jasmine was to remain behind in Munich. Jasmine was about to try and disagree again and raise one index finger to make a point. Saddam grabbed her finger and pretended to bite it. The two laughed and kissed, and Detective Mueller cleared his throat. So, you come mit and we go. We must take a trip to Frankfurt early, the detective said to Saddam as he headed toward the front door. Nein, first the Polizei must come, then I go, Saddam said, with a protective arm around Jasmine's waist. I can call you später at your home. I have your number. Ja, ja, good, Detective Mueller said, looking at Saddam, then Jasmine with a look that suggested he might be thinking Saddam was trying to stay behind to maybe break him off a piece before he left. I will have someone over in a few moments, he said, trying to give Saddam a hint that he wouldn't have much time. When they come, I can leave, Saddam said, not picking up on what Jasmine had picked up on. Ja, okay, tschüss, Detective Mueller said, then waddled to the front door. Saddam was about to make another phone call from her bedroom when someone rang the intercom. Jasmine couldn't remember if the detective had mentioned if the man would be wearing a uniform or not, but felt better when she saw the tall German man step off the elevator in full uniform. Sadim and the officer, who said his name was Officer Kavinsky, spoke to Sadim briefly, then said a hello to Jasmine and stood beside the door in immediate sentry position. I will call you to tell you what time I must be there and all. So, okay, Schatz, Saddam said once they were standing in front of the elevator's open door. Okay, Sadim, Jasmine said and gave him a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, babe, for that. For what? For what you thank me? Sadim quickly puzzled. For not saying that my sister is fat, Jasmine said sincerely. I don't think this. Why I say this? Sadim answered Jasmine, then gave her a final kiss goodbye and headed toward the stairs, avoiding the awaiting elevator. Sadim, I love you, Jasmine said, choking back tears. But he didn't hear her. He was probably out the door by now, Jasmine thought as she smiled at the policeman and asked if he wanted coffee, which he refused. Jasmine wasn't tired now. She was truly weary, but she knew sleep would be in brief little episodes tonight. Jasmine wasn't going to rest until she could see her sister, she thought as she whispered a prayer for all to go well and began unpacking her suitcase and tote bag.